true moment where there is the sound of rain to accompany me. Not to say that this is my first time doing a drum journey with the rain. I have in Costa Rica because it rains so often. It's very common for rain and I to sync up. But this is my first time here at home. No, on the beach. I don't do the rain on the beach. Anyway, I won't waste time talking too long. Welcome to day 41. Did I put the right number? I have to double check. So welcome to day 41 of 100 days of drum journeys. This is an inspiration, a creative journey I'm taking. This impulse to live stream 100 days in a row on YouTube. To see where the journey takes me, what changes. I may go beyond 100. I don't know. Or maybe Bucket Through may get to 100 regular. You know, I could. I don't know. Drumming and singing is a practice that I do for myself. It has been something that I've done for myself as part of assisting me in healing. Healing my body, my mind, my emotions, my nervous system. Slowly kind of moving me more towards a life where I can thrive, but I'm not just surviving, you know? And yes, so for 7+ years, my drumming and my singing has been about my own practice, for the most part. I shared it sometimes here on YouTube. I did some videos. I deleted all of them when the creative impulse said, you know, we're done with this. And I withdrew. I became more mentored by sound. Really taught how to focus into the smallest of intuitive impulses through sound, through singing, through playing the flute, playing the drum. Flute taught me how to play it. It mentored me, inspired me every now and then to pick it up and just try, just hold it. Just try, just holding my fingers over the holes, seeing what the different sounds are. I don't know, it might have taken me years to be able to make anything that sounded even close to a melody. least a year. The drum, it started to teach me when we went to India. It started with a smaller drum. Now I have a larger one. I'm learning out in 2020. These are all relationships in the practice of the long term, the long game. Besides the rain, you're going to hear the planes. And just as I say the name plane, the sound. Instead of hearing those sounds, extraneous sounds, as being something that's wrong, that shouldn't be there, practice what I was made to practice, which is to accept that it is all happening perfectly, right on time, that it is part of the journey. It is not an obstruction to the journey. It is part of the whole drum and sound journey. Just as every drop of rain is part of this sound journey. So, enjoy your journey. My name is Lamar. Mm. Oh. Thank you. Thank you for being with me. Message retracted. Probably for the best. Thank you for joining me. My name is Maud, and I practice my devotion to sound, my devotion to being myself, to being my full multidimensional self, holding no aspects of myself. Yeah. I've been on a liberation journey for about 6 decades, and I am truly living the rightness of all of that practice devoted. Yeah. So, thank you, thank you, thank you for this richness of time to spend with you, just listening to the rain and the planes. And that's the wealth. That's what I count as wealth today. When you have the time to just enjoy whatever it is that you are involved in that moment, that you can just sit there and enjoy it until something else, some other impulse comes to you to go someplace else, do something else. I lived in society, in a belief system that said that I didn't have enough time. There wasn't enough time. Didn't have enough time to do the things that I enjoy. Didn't have enough time to really live the life that I really wanted to live because of all the time that I was having to dedicate to being surviving, you know? Getting money for food, money for a roof over my head, money for clothes, and then money for extras, right? The extras that we are told are not just extras, they're necessary. The car, something else that we need, we absolutely need, can't do without, and then entraps us into more money needed to be able to pay for those things. And I didn't know how to get off. I didn't know that there was a choice. But those who were living an alternative, they were just living that alternative for a while, and then eventually they would just kind of go back, right? Anyway, there was just a calling in me to be free, a calling in me to understand this life. That just like I didn't want it to pass me by and me go, what the fuck happened? What was all that shit about? I've been so busy. Shit. My head's been down. Doing dishes. Haven't had time to look up. You know, survival got me going so bad. I did not at the end of my life want to risk having missed it. Having missed the juiciest part of what it is to be a human, you know? Because the human realm is so fucking human. So much suffering, so much drama. Huh? The human realm was so human that it risked distracting me over a whole lifetime. That was the biggest risk. That I would be lost in distraction and never having gotten a sense of even some of the nectar, you know, that it is to live a human life. That I would have missed the nectar in all of the survival-driven instinct. That I would have missed the nectar. And something within me wanted not to miss the nectar so much that I kept getting directions, teachers, teachings, practices, physical, spiritual, emotional, psychological, mental, because it's a whole multidimensional aspect that's happening here. If you just concentrate on the psychology and the diagnosis and maybe the prescriptions or the plant medicine, then you will have missed it, because there's more. If you just focus on the emotional and the connection of the mental and emotional, or the emotional just in the processing of the trauma, you're gonna miss some other aspects of lineage and the connection of lineage and why this is happening through you, how your life is evolving through you as a connection, as a byproduct of your multidimensional aspects, one of them being your ancestors. You can't escape the blood and the bones. That's part of the aspect of being here. And that's why it makes this shit even more complicated. And how you can end up spending a whole lifetime and missing so much of the most juiciest part because there's so much happening. The movement of the soul, the past lives. Yeah? So much going on, so much. So it's easy to forget. And it's easy to stay in the forgetting as well. And I also had to accept whatever forgetting I was supposed to forget, then I guess that was just all part of it. I'm doing the best I can. I'm open. Now that I've seen that there is more, I am open to seeing that there's even more than that. And it's always better than I expected. There's such a magical, juicy, nectarous interplay in my life now with life, you know, that I can't imagine. Oh, I can't imagine that it could get juicier, but guess what? I'm also open to the fact that my imagination is limited, so I'm gonna open my arms up to, you know what, surprise the hell out of me. Show me how much more juicier and connected I can be in life, that we can be with life. And I'll pass the message on, because that's all I'm doing. I'm just passing the message on. Life moved through me in a certain way, and I am sharing the message of what that is so that it can spark whatever inspiration that is yours to have through me passing the message on. We're all going home. We're all going home. And we're all here just showing each other the way. That's it. Showing each other different ways. I am so fortunate that every time I tried to plant myself into one belief, into one way of viewing the story of human life, that life just kept moving me forward, so that I wouldn't get dogmatic and get fixed that the only way that I could transmit, that I could understand, is through that one belief system. That I kept moving forward knowing that there is a core belief into all of them, and that's actually what I am looking for being mentored into. What is that thing that is consistent through every tradition? Understanding that I will have my own experience of it, and I will express it in a different way because I am a different being. We all came here as different keys of the piano board. Everybody wants to be their key. Don't be anybody else's key, be your key. So, I am grateful. I am grateful for the life that has evolved through me. And I get to share my love of sounds and singing and of the drum. Thank you. I come here 3 p.m. Eastern Time every day for 100 days. Today was day 41 of 100 days of drum journeys. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Until next time.